I recently released an article on what building a future U.S. cyber force would look like and what are the things we need to do to get it right. And so what the article does is it makes the case for establishing a cyber force, an independent branch of the armed forces for cyberspace. It outlines the vision and mission of the cyber force. It lays out an implementation plan for how the team tasked with building this notional cyber force would actually go about developing it. And it underscores what are the key things that the builders of a cyber service need to get right in order for it to be effective. The United States has defined cyberspace as a domain of conflict for many years now, but cyberspace is the only domain that doesn't have a single organization with the sole responsibility for organizing, training, and equipping personnel for warfighting in that domain. And so because of this, we have this readiness gap. Right now, the way that force generation is structured, each of the existing services have some responsibility for recruiting, providing initial training, and some equipping for their cyber personnel. And they do this in very inconsistent ways across the joint force, but they do it in ways that are consistent with their own services, priorities, and needs. So that means cyberspace is really no one's primary responsibility. We're seeing with the war in Ukraine, with recent evidence about cyber hacks carried out by Chinese-affiliated threat actors against U.S. critical infrastructure, that cyberspace is this domain of conflict. It's nearly inevitable that cyber operations will play a role in future crisis and conflict, and so it's important to get the force structure right now so that we're prepared for the inevitability of cyber operations in a future conflict. There's a lot of fantastic work on cyber happening here at SIPA. We have SIPA Cyber, where there's tons of coursework and programming, really interesting events, workshops, panels for students to participate in. I'm teaching a course this fall on cyberspace for policymakers, which is sort of this introductory course for students who may be interested in understanding what is cyberspace, how does it matter for policymaking. So I would encourage students to check that out. But there's really a lot of fantastic programming happening all the time here at SIPA on cyber.